You became an entrepreneur to make money. And don't forget, you became an entrepreneur to have a life. This is the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with the vision that's bigger than themselves. Learn how to stop trading in your wife or husband and kids for your success. Get ready to have your beliefs about traditional leadership methods challenged and learn how to enjoy massive productivity gains and in less time than you can believe. This is the Savvy Podcast.
Welcome to the Savvy Podcast. I'm Tim Marshall, and today I have the privilege of hosting Ben Sampson for a brief chat. Ben is the co-founder of WeHero. WeHero gives companies the solution to accomplish their social mission through powerful giving and volunteer programs to create a better culture, a better brand, and a greater social impact. Ben's experience includes highly scalable products, leading effective teams, and developing 3 companies in the past 8 years. Welcome, Ben. It's a privilege to have you with us today. And before we kick off, I'd love to know whereabouts on this entertaining planet we call Earth you're currently residing.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Great to be here. And I am currently residing in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Beautiful.
There's a lot of interesting things, as you know, happening in the U.S. at this time. So yeah, great to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. So you know the drill. It's rapid fire, 7 questions, 7 minutes. So should we jump on in?
Let's do it.
Time is underway. Who's your ideal client?
Our ideal client is a company that's looking to launch what we call a corporate social responsibility program, which is just a fancy way, Tim, of saying a program that allows their employees and their resources to be deployed to create social impact. And so these are companies that have employees that are knocking on the door, wanting to give and make an impact, especially during this time. And so it's a company that's looking to do very high impact volunteer work with their employees. Sometimes that's skill based, sometimes that's just single project based. And companies that are looking for a really in-depth strategy on how to execute a program around CSR, corporate social responsibility. And we look for clients that are looking to launch that and also trying to derive, positive ROI from that. So not only are we building social impact programs for companies, we're helping them drive increased profits as a result. And so we're seeing a lot of success with that. And those are the companies that we're looking to work with, the companies that have that mindset right now. They're looking to create social impact and drive greater business for themselves as a result.
Excellent. So within the audience, there's definitely going to be some of those sitting there right now. So what is the problem you solve specifically for those companies? Have I lost you?
Volunteering alone, those gaps are really challenging to solve and just finding the right nonprofit partners. And so there's an array of challenges and confusion, and we provide instant clarity, provide a really succinct strategy for companies and solve that challenge in a scalable fashion where we can work with, a teams of 10 up to 1,000 teams of 1,000 plus employees. And so that's the big challenge we're solving for folks.
Fantastic. And sorry, I may have missed some of that. I just had a little wee blip on the internet there, so I'm just hoping that that's all good. So what are the typical symptoms people experience? And excuse me if you've already addressed some of this, but with that problem?
Yeah, a lot of people experience a lot of confusion. They're not sure if they're executing a social impact program the right way. We also have a fear that companies have, that leaders have, and that employees have, that they're not making impact. Yes. A lot of times they get thrown into volunteer work and social impact work feeling like it's busy work. Yeah. Hey, we heard you want to give back, you want to volunteer. Here's something for you to do. Yeah. And the employees walk away from that going I don't really feel like I made an impact at all. I don't see how that connects to what our company does or what our brand does. And so those are big symptoms that come up. And we try to alleviate the symptoms of, are we actually making social impact? How is this impacting our brand, our culture, our company? We have a very much a data-driven approach to alleviate those symptoms. So people have visibility and your employees have understanding in regards to how this is actually making impact and how we can continue making impact with programs like this moving forward.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So one thing I'll be really interested in, what are the common mistakes people make when they're sort of going out there and trying to solve that? I think you touched briefly on a couple of them then, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I call it a check the box approach. So we see so often, employees are going, hey, we really want to volunteer. We want to give back, especially during a pandemic, for example, people are really wanting to do something. And so companies are scrambling, trying to check that box, like, let's have a volunteer program for folks.
Yes.
And so they'll put something together, and it's just like I said, Tim, it's that busy work where it wasn't really thought out. They scrambled to find a nonprofit organization, and nobody really knows how that's connecting and how that's going to be making an impact in the long run. And so that's the biggest common mistake that we see folks make. We also see folks, they try to do this alone, which sometimes people have really good resources in place to do this alone, but a lot of companies don't. They're trying to tackle this for their first time, and they're trying to do this with their own internal resources. And they're already spread thin, and they're spreading their people and their staff thin, and it's really challenging. And so those are things and common mistakes that we see folks make.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And as I spoke to you before we jumped onto this, so I'm familiar with that being discussed, and it gets discussed at leadership level, and there's that bit of, where do we go from there? So this is great to be chatting about this. So what's a valuable free action that the audience could take today that could help them take a step towards solving that problem?
Yeah, I'm going to provide 3 resources I think people could use. So if you go to our website, WeHero.co, or if you just Google search WeHero, we'll come up. 3 things that we offer for free that are really helpful. 1, on our website, you'll find a guide. It's a free guide on how to set up and execute a successful volunteer program for your company.
Beautiful.
It has 5 really detailed steps on how to do that. You will also find, related to that, what we call a corporate impact report. It's just talking about corporate social responsibility, what people are doing, and data we're seeing in regards to how it's improving employee retention, brand sentiment for companies, as well as just increasing profits in the bottom line for these companies as well. We also have a tool. It's a free browser extension called Hero Tab.
Yes.
It can be downloaded on Microsoft Edge, Firefox, or Chrome. It's 100% free. It's a really easy way to connect your team and have them start making a tangible impact just through their web browsing.
Sure.
And last but not least, we're offering free 30-minute strategy sessions with companies and leaders.
Okay.
That's no cost. We will get on the phone with you. We'll hear about what you're trying to accomplish, and we'll provide guidance and tips on what they can do to set up a program, because our goal is to maximize social impact for companies. We're a very socially minded company. Yes. And so those 30-minute sessions, we've seen a lot of success in just helping companies navigate this very interesting landscape right now and get them set up for success.
Beautiful. That sounds fantastic. So that's answered our number 6 as well. So that's great. So jumping on number 7, and you've got about 45 seconds on this one. So from your experience, what's the, of all the tips, what's the most valuable one that, you can give people today that they can take away?
Yeah, I run obviously this startup WeHero, and the biggest one I take away from my mentors is what I call extreme ownership.
Yes.
I have a tough time sometimes letting go of the reins and giving people ownership in the business and over their roles and over their goals for every single quarter has been game changing for our business. And so I have been telling other founders that and other leaders that just that extreme ownership and using something called OKRs, which we can talk more about later, Tim, has been a big game changer. And I'll stop there for my 45-second break.
Nice work. This has been really good, Ben. It's been a privilege, and no doubt we'll be chatting again in the future. All the links we've discussed will be in the below wherever you're watching or listening to this. And yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
You've been listening to the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with a vision that's bigger than themselves, stopping the trading in their wife and husband and kids for their success. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show, and we hope you had fun along the way. We know we did. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, if you want to know more about the Savvy Method, hit the website at www.thesavvymethod.com. We'll see you again soon.